Alright everyone, this is Zero Budget Geek and welcome to Celestian Tales, Old North. This is a RPG game that has been given to me by Dietrich Online Services and by the developers. Thank you guys very much for providing this game so I can check it out. I've spent about a good hour or two trying out the game, and I decided to record some of the gameplay so you guys can see what it's like. But it's very cool, and I'm not gonna spoil anything. Let's just jump right into it and start with a new game. Okay, so one of the cool things about this game is that there's 6 different characters that you can play as, and the basic game follows, I believe it follows the same story. I've only played as one character thus far, but depending on the character that you play, you play through the game from the point of view of that character. Some things will change, but not the overall story. At least I don't think so. So for this playthrough, we're gonna go ahead and start with Araya Geraldine. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Araya has lived a life of rigid decorum and zealous faith as a daughter of the richest man in the Old North. While the most elegant and ladylike of the playable characters, she is a crusader of the deadliest before anything else. She believes in one true faith and struggles to understand the concept of tolerance. So she's kind of like a paladin where she has some offensive and defensive abilities, so that's why I chose to pick her, and let's go with it. Prologue: The Obedient. Honored father, beloved sister and brother, what can I help you with? Araya, loyal daughter of mine, hast thou finished thy daily prayer? I have just now, honored father. Why is it that thou asks? And how went thy fencing practice with thy mentor? I am an adept at dueling with the sword. The mentor has told me so at the end of today's session. Ah, such is certainly good news to hear. And what of thy history lessons? 'Tis as usual, honored father. My understanding has far exceeded the class's subjects. As a pastime, I have taken up reading on my own. I have just finished the founding a few days ago. Excellent, dear daughter. Thy achievements are indeed worthy of the name Geraldine. I would suppose, then, that thou art ready for this task I am about to give. Beg pardon, honored father? What kind of task might it be? The task of knighthood, dear daughter. Thou art to go to Levantine and serve as squire. Knighthood, honored father? Am I not joining the ranks of clergymen? I see that thy capabilities are far more useful as a knight, dear daughter. Then would not squiring under the pious paladins of the Belenas be a better choice? Is there something thou wish of me to learn from the wolves to send me so far to Levantine? Indeed there is, daughter. Indeed there is. You see, House Belenus has a strong position in their claim to be blade bearer. They have many candidates in line for the throne, candidates of good upbringing and merit. House Levant, however, there is a reason its lady is mockingly called Sophia the Baron. I see. They have nay heir, and thus thou wish to take the seat of Levantine for thyself? No, not for myself, dear daughter. I would never do such a selfish thing. 'Tis for us, dear. With careful planning, the name Geraldine shall rise in power. If this be thy will, father, I shall serve obediently. Blessed am I with wonderful children. With thy help, soon we shall be bearers of a sacred sword. Send me news of anything that happens in Levantine, dear. Thou shalt be our eyes and ears. Dear sister, I shall miss thee so. I cannot imagine seeing thee hurt. Please take care of thyself for me. I shall send for thee as well, sister. Be well, and listen well to father's words. The road's full of filthy commoners lately, Araya. You should sharpen your blade. Commoners? They aren't even allowed to touch the noble caste. Now, those ungrateful creatures are trying to rob us of what is ours? Even thinking about it is sickening. I'll take you to the harbor, Araya. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a chance to take a swing at them. I shall send for the Levants. You two, prepare for the journey in a few weeks. Very well, honored father. I shall miss Godland. Ah, of course you will, sister. You'll be living in Levantine after all. Have you heard how nobles and commoners live on the same ground there? What a joke! How have those living outside Godland endured such a thing, I wonder? To share the ground we step on with peasants, 'tis just unfathomable for me. Only the houses of Godland are true nobles, sister. That's why we keep such traditions. The Levants, the Durandals, they're all of impure bloodlines. It's clear from the color of their hair, darkened by the filth in their lineage, so much unlike our golden strands. Indeed, golden skin and hair prove that we stem from the same hallowed ancestry as Lord Riviere. 'Tis as father has said, we are better suited to be blade bearers than the Levants or Durandals. With you slipping in behind the walls of Levantine, we'll right what's wrong soon, dear sister. Hey, what are you? Help! Did thou hear that, brother? I did. Rejoice, sister. Maybe our entertainment has arrived. Hey, look, it's the Geraldines. Talk about luck. They must be stacked with coins and gold. Hand over all your belongings now, nobles, and we might just let you live. And give us those fancy-looking swords, too. They'll fetch quite a price. Fancy-looking swords, eh? Fine, I'll give mine to you. Where would you like me to put it? In your neck or through your guts? You want to do it the hard way, huh? Come on, guys, get him! Alright, here we go into our first battle. Oh, shoot, he just jumped on her. Alright, so as we can see here, this is a basic battle system. We can press, there's a sort of menu button that you can press to see some of the stats of the characters. This is very useful to see if certain ongoing effects are, are in effect. And you'll see that later. And then if you look over here on the left hand side, you can see that I have an attack. I can use skill, an item, or just defend. If you look on the character over here, you can see her hit points, and most importantly, well, hit points are important, but you have stamina over here. You have a maximum of 8 that you can have, and you always start with 3. Those stamina points are what you use to do your skills. So let's look at her skills here. She has a heal, which costs 1 stamina, and a protection, which costs 2 stamina. Now, every time you attack during your turn, you'll gain 1 stamina, and if you choose to defend, you will gain 2 stamina. And obviously, if you use a skill, you'll use up stamina. So let's go ahead, and we're not going to use, well, we can do a protection. So we'll do that right now and do it on her. And I really like the animation here. And he defends, so that gives him a couple stamina points. We can't see his stamina though, unfortunately. But we'll just go ahead and attack him. Now that protection spell blocks basically 3 complete attacks, which is really nice. And she's going to go ahead and attack him again. See, look at that, it blocks it. And so if we can look here, you can see that the shield is active on Arya. Alright, she's gonna attack. Boom. And as you can see, the animation on the enemy has changed to show that he's in a weakened state. So that's kind of one of the only cues you have. So let's go ahead and finish him off there, and he is dead. Victory! Please, sir, mercy. Ah, so now it begs for mercy. After threatening to kill us and take what is ours, no less, does your impudence know no limits? I was only following the orders, sir. Our village is starving. We needed to buy something to eat. Well, that's your problem, isn't it? Other villages are doing fine, after all. You should have died a hungry, loyal servant, mongrel. Instead, now you will die a hungry traitor. Brother, this one is but a child, a youngster, perhaps lured into the ways of evil. Thou art a knight and an inquisitor, brother. To murder him, it would tarnish thy name. You have a point. I certainly don't want to sully my blade with the blood of those not worthy of killing. Ah, I have a brilliant idea. How about you do it, Arya? Me? I would beg thee to spare him. You're not a knight yet, art thou? No oaths, no promises. You can kill him however you want. I cannot, brother. 'Tis not the way it should be. Sweet Arya, perhaps reading too many scriptures and staying behind closed walls have made you so very naive. This boy is a subject who attacked his own village. According to the laws of the deadliest, such a traitor must die. Yes? Indeed, those are indeed the words of the scriptures, but to kill one who has surrendered... Then there's no need to hesitate. Isn't our duty to ensure the laws of the deadliest are followed to the letter? I see him walking already. See him? I can hear you moving, little boy. If you try to escape, I swear I'll take this horse and chase you down. I'll tie your legs and drag you until we reach the port, then drown you alive, you hear me? Now, where were we? It's about my naive little sister, wasn't it? Knighthood is filled with fighting, dear sister. You will kill someone sooner or later. Think of this as a training, a test to mark your coming of age, so to speak. I do not think I am ready for such a thing. Fine, then how shall I do what I just said and drag him to the harbor? But perhaps, to add a little more taste, he should be flayed before drowned. What do you think? Can you imagine the pain, the agony I will inflict upon him until he screams for death? Abel, please, there's no need to do such a horrible act. Then do it! I'll just count to 5, sister. If he's still alive by then. No, please, I have my sisters waiting for me. I beg you, miss, I'll do anything. I pray so that thou may find peace. Oh, she did it. By the way, I was not in control of the character at that point, so she chose to murder him in the name of her deus.
Oh, she's been quiet the whole trip. Yeah, she looks very ill. Is it seasickness? Maybe. She looks as if she's just on the verge of crying. I don't dare ask, though. You know how the Geraldines are with commoners. Yeah, I know what you mean. I feel bad, but I guess it's safer than just leaving her alone.
I am sorry. I am truly sorry. Oh, so she feels a lot of remorse over what she just did. But she did, I mean, she basically did that because of, you know, it's where her beliefs are. It's what she's been taught to do. She's been indoctrinated. Chapter 1: A Knight's Training. Welcome, young ones, to Castle Levantine. Your journeys must have been long and tiring, but I ask that you listen to what I have to say. Your parents sent you here so that you can learn under my tutelage. I may not be the best mentor of knightly arts, nor may I be the best in matters of piety, but as bearer of the sacred sword, Garu, I shall do my best to teach you. Camille of the Rin, how is your family? Is Lord Robert in good health? He tries to give us that impression, my lord, but my father isn't getting younger. I see. I shall send some medicines as gifts for him then. Your brother too earned his knighthood in these halls. I shall temper you in the same fire. I hope I can make them proud, my lord. Ah, isn't it Renard from House de la Forêt? Stories of your might precede you. Ha ha! You see them firsthand too, my lord. Your family are unsung heroes that defend the realm, Master Renard. Do you think that your own legend can someday rise up to their glory? I wouldn't have agreed to come here if I didn't believe so, my lord. Ha ha ha! What a spirited youngster. I'll expect much of you, kid. Ah, Araya of the Godland Geraldines, I was surprised to hear of your coming. I am, after all, far from being the most pious of knights. My lord is too humble. The name Levant owes thee for its praise all over the old north. Faith comes in many shapes, my lord. Thine great wisdom is one amongst it. 'Tis an honor for me to be allowed to learn under such a man. Well, well, I see Lord Gareth has taught you to be a prodigy in the art of speech. You'll no doubt succeed in the ballrooms, but there's more to knighthood than politics. I understand, my lord. I shall deliver thee my best. Lucien, my, look at how you've grown. I heard you've just vanquished another band of renegades with your uncle. Is it true? Indeed, my lord. Lord Uncle himself led the skirmish to glorious victory. Lord Uncle, somehow odd choice for a nickname, don't you think? I'm sorry, my lord. I get used to calling him as such. It's alright, Lucien. A niece is allowed to be fond of her uncle, isn't she? How's my brother-in-law doing? Still as relentless as ever? As is fitting for our finest swordsman in the Old North, my lord. Good then. I hope he'll always stay that way. Young Master Isaac, my deepest condolences regarding the state of the Golden Lakes. I am not very close with your father, but I shall respect his last wishes and take you in as squire. Thank you, my lord. Is something wrong, my lord? No, something is troubling me, but I can't seem to put it. I guess I'm just getting old and forgetful. Now, this is a rare occurrence indeed. It's not often we see an elf wishing to be a squire, yet the badge you brought is your father's, you say? Yes, mother gave it to Ely and said that she should show it to you. I knew him full well, Ilian. Your father was a good man, and if you are indeed his daughter, then you do have the right to be knighted. Thank you for this opportunity, Lord. Ely will cherish these days. First of all, though, perhaps I should have you learn how to correctly address nobles. Huh? Did Ely say something wrong? No matter. I suppose it will take care of itself later. Knighthood, such a thing is not a privilege given to those born of noble blood. It is a sacred responsibility given to us by the heavens and by those who came before us. Some might think that being a noble means being entitled, but that's not all what it is. Noblesse oblige, the phrase goes. We are nobles not only in titles, but also in duties. Your training won't be easy, squires, nor will it be pleasant. This isn't the place for that. I might not teach you how to behave in court, nor how to charge into battle atop a destrier, but I will teach you the most basic and important tenet of knighthood, to perform your duty duties. Duties to our people, duties to our queen, duties to our realm. These are things that run our world. Husband, dearest, perhaps you should keep the speech brief. These young ones have just traveled far and wide to reach Levantine. I'm sure they need rest. Ah, yes, you're right, dear. Forgive me for the overzealous oratory. I tend to get carried away at times. Perhaps most of the time, husband dear. Let me show them to their rooms so they can rest. Very well. Get some rest tonight, squires. Tomorrow you will start your training. Jacques, Levantine's master-at-arms, shall be your mentor for today. It will be glorious. A start to your adventures. I have no doubt of that. A new place to live in and read the scriptures is the first thing you do? How diligent! 'Tis merely a habit of mine, Lady Sophia. A few pages a day keep my doubts away. Ah, an admirable habit indeed, dear squire. You're free to walk around, but remember to take a rest. Tomorrow your training begins. Show your respect by doing it with your fullest. If you ever wonder where you should go, check the lore book to see where you should go next. That'll keep you from being lost. I understand, Lady Sophia. Good. I shall leave you to your own. Then maybe you find Levantine an enjoyable place. Okay. So, there we go. We've leveled up. And now we are free to search the palace here. And the first thing we're going to do is every time you see these areas here, you can save your game there. So we're going to hit save and create a new save. And hit there. So, yep. Alright, so I think this is a good stopping point. Now, as you can see, this is a very story-heavy... Oh, let's get out of there. That's making a lot of noise. This is a very story-driven game. There's a lot of dialogue and a lot of story. All the characters have some, you know, things that they need to struggle through, and we'll see that. We didn't get to see a lot of the gameplay, but the combat is not... I don't think it's the focus of this game. The game is really the story. But I think we're going to end this episode here. I think this is a good stopping point, and then we'll pick up next time and see more of the Knights training. So guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.